Hey, did you know we have a world-class flight training school here in San Diego? Pilots can fly almost every day. We're close to the ocean, the desert, mountains, international border, and that's why San Diego is one of the best places to learn to fly in the world. Learn to fly in sunny San Diego, right at Montgomery Field. Getting started is easy. Just give them a call at 858-569-1822, or you can learn to fly with SDFTI. That's 858-569-1822. All right. Alisha Curtin is our new gear reviewer, and she's got a bottle of water.
We're going to do the gear review in the next segment. First, we're going to talk to Alisha about Alisha.
Nice for telling me.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. So, well, because, you know, we have a new face on the radio here.
Yes.
What is this? Week, what, 3, 4 for you?
I think 4.
Yeah.
I believe 4.
And doing a fantastic job. A welcome addition.
Thank you.
You having any fun?
A lot of fun.
Good.
To sit next to Jackson.
He is fun.
Yeah, he's fun.
You're a fun little guy, right, Jackson?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So you're doing a fantastic job, but we wanted to talk to you a little bit and find out a little bit more about you.
How much money do you have?
I didn't study. Didn't study
You
for this
didn't
time.
study? You can't get any of these questions wrong.
Yeah, come on. We don't even know the answers.
So what size shoes do you wear? No. Okay.
How long have you been in the gun world?
Oh, So on the surface, about 25 years.
Okay, on the surface. So I guess there must
I
be some
had-
black market stuff going on and that we're not aware of.
I had some exposure around 25 years ago through my husband, and didn't really get much into it at that point. It was
Okay.
just kind of, an occasional range time.
What flipped the switch, as the old saying goes?
I just had a good friend who invited me, and
Other than your husband.
other than my husband, for my husband, it was work. And so it wasn't something that was a big draw for him. So it was a good friend of mine that invited me, and she and I realized we didn't really know what we were doing. So that led to the opportunity and the encouragement to get some training, and I loved it.
I think the key is it's just like your husband doesn't teach you to drive. You don't teach your husband to drive.
Wouldn't go well.
Wouldn't go well.
No.
In fact, no family member should teach any of their family members how to drive. So if you really want to get into something and do it right, you should go, like, for example, somebody should go to you and take a training class.
Correct.
Because it's not black and white, but you are way better at training somebody than, say, your husband or your brother or your uncle or your grandfather.
I won't argue with that.
Yeah. And I think that's so important. But there's still that fear factor of coming up to you and saying, I'd like to take some training from you. And it's not that they don't think you have the ability. It's just that they don't want to look stupid.
You would think that, I thought that as well going into this when I kind of first started getting into the world and of this environment. I kind of expected that's how that would go, but in the reality, it's not. Stating the obvious, being a woman in a mostly man's world,
Right.
I thought might lead to some issues with some situations with men, for example, coming to train with me, where it might
Right.
be, there might be some.
I don't need you to train me.
Exactly. And
You're just a
really,
girl.
it's not been that way at all. I
Really?
have, and I really anticipated I would have a greater women, female clientele, and I don't. I would say it's 75 to 80% men and
Really?
a very small percentage of women. And it's fantastic. I love it. And, but I'm sure you've all heard the saying that women are better shooters.
Yeah,
Never heard that.
it's a fact.
It is.
Nor
have to say it.
drivers.
Why do you think it is? Why do you think women are better shooters?
A majority of them, here's the thing, a lot of the men, even those that come in acknowledging that they don't know and that they're here to learn. Some come thinking that they want to fine tune. Others really admit that they are complete new and need to learn. They really kind of already have a preconception of what they need to do. And they don't really want to listen to a whole lot of the nuances and the fine details. And the women really come in openly, for the most part, unsure with that healthy fear, and they listen to every
And no
little
bad habits.
Correct. That's a big part of it too.
Right.
They don't have those bad habits.
Right.
And so they just are really receptive. They are a little bit uncomfortable sometimes. They're a little bit fearful. And out of that, they really listen because they don't want to get it wrong.
Now,
And
what was the timeline between you buying your first gun and you becoming a professional instructor?
Or the one you wanted to buy.
the one I wanted to buy. It's actually one and the same.
Okay.
Let's see. So I believe I bought my first gun, I would say, I call it my big girl gun. I went and did it all by myself. 2012 And then I began unofficially training, just people through word of mouth, people sending people to me about 4 years ago.
Were you working at a gun store?
I was not. No, I've been RSOing. I was volunteering at a range, and people would come to me. As far as officially certifiable, I'm now currently both at the NRA and the USCCA. It's been going on 2 years.
All right. So one of the other things we're going to have her do, which I've been wanting somebody to do for 6 years, 7 years, how long we've been doing this?
Something like that.
Is to test firearms.
Yep.
And I'm going to give you your first gun that I want you to review, and you know what it is.
Well, what is it?
I want her to fire
500?
and test that Smith & Wesson 500. Because one thing we didn't tell you about Jeff is that he's going to buy it, and then he's going to take it to the range with anybody and everybody that comes to see him so they can have an opportunity to shoot it.
I like it.
So you have an opportunity to go back next week, run some ammo through it, and then come back and tell us what you think of it. And then I guess the guys in the video room are going to do a separate video of you at Discount Gun Mart in the range, because we can't do it live on TV or on video. So, and I think that would be a perfect gun to start with, even though it's out of most people's ranges. But I think a lot of people are intimidated by that gun, and it may look intimidating. It probably sounds intimidating, but you're going to come back with a perspective as to, is it as scary as it looks and sounds?
Looking forward to it.
I figured you would.
That'll be awesome.
So there's your first assignment.
All right.
But she's also going to do other gear as well. She's going to do, pretty much anything and everything that's in Discount Gun Mart, really, when it comes right down to it, because it's all right there. So,
Or her closet.
Or her closet. And then that way, when people see you do it, either on video or here in the studio, now they got a place to go. Because one of the problems that we have when we do equipment, you've either got to order it or you got to go online. But if they could physically put it in their hands, I think that would be a win-win all the way around.
So you trying to discourage the drawer full of dead things that failed?
But the holster, the drawer full of holsters.
I have a drawer, a huge drawer.
What's the worst holster?
Wait a minute. They might be an advertiser someday.
What's the one holster where you're like, oh my God, this thing was a disaster?
Well, but here's the kicker. They're all in a drawer.
No.
She didn't throw them away. So it's not as bad as you think.
You really want me to say?
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, gosh.
Go
I feel
for it.
so bad.
Lay it out
I never
there.
heard of
feel
an
bad.
oh gosh.
Oh.
That's all right.
All right. So, okay.
It's all personal preference.
Well, how long ago was it? How knowledgeable were you when you bought it? And did that have anything to do with purchasing the wrong product?
Okay, so it was one of the first conceal inside the waistband holsters that I bought when I was able to get my permit, and I bought it because I liked the name of the company.
Oh,
And I liked.
That's
I
a
liked-
girl for you.
All right, I liked. I liked what they seemed to stand for, and I got it in, and I was not impressed.
So let's just not mention the name. I just
okay.
think we'd
Why not? What do I want to hear?
be nice.
All right.
I'll tell you outside.
Now I want to know.
But
I got to
see,
know what the name
This
is.
is why I want to do gear reviews of all products, because, yes, you can go through that drawer if you like, but find the stuff that replaced it and you're happy with.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yep,
That's going to be a great idea.
So, and by trade, you're a teacher, right?
I am, and a mom. So
And a mom.
A
Same
school
thing.
teacher or just a...
I homeschool my own children to start off with.
You
and
should have listened to
I
my
know.
first show.
I know. And beyond that, I teach charter students through an enrichment center. I am not credentialed, but I do teach enrichment courses to other students.
Cool.
So, I mean, this was it's kind of cool to be able to mix your skill set with your passion.
You know, I love teaching. I love helping people, and I just love seeing that light come on when people are learning and taking a new skill.
And if the light doesn't come on, she'll smack you upside the head till it does.
So what was your path? So you went in 10 years, I just bought my first gun to I'm a professional instructor. What did you do to prepare yourself for that, or what was your path for that?
I've just taken advantage of any and all opportunities for training. I've worked with some pretty pretty top people, but honestly, at the time, I didn't even know who they were. So it wasn't that I was chasing after big names. I just would see an
You didn't
opportunity.
know they
for
were.
training. Not necessarily, no. And I just took every advantage of all the opportunities that I could to get training. And there's value from learning. There's always something new to learn. And each time I go to training, I still go. I still actively go out and pursue training. And I'm always learning. And there's always a new way to present information and material. And I really gain a lot of knowledge and skills and terms and just ways to teach, and that I'm able to pass it on to other people.
Right. What was the most valuable thing you learned, or what was some course you took or information that you took in when it comes to, firearms training?
You know what? I would have to say that's a hard one. I would have to say something along the lines of, so many people, when we get so hyper focused when we first start learning, and maybe Jackson can speak to this a little bit too, is that we get so focused on that target, and our kind of fundamentals go out the window to a degree, because we focus so much on hitting center on that target. And when you get more on the tactical side, you start to learn there's this balance on time, speed, and accuracy, and just kind of open up my eyes to it's not all in accuracy.
You ever do competitive shooting?
I have.
Pistol?
Yep.
Long gun?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
What's your favorite long gun?
Ooh.
You sound like Jackson Jack.
Yeah.
Took his
That's
question.
his story. That's
just
his
a quick
question.
question. I'm sorry. You know what? Forget I just said that. Go ahead. Now, don't you have a question for her?
Yeah, you have a question for her.
What's your favorite gun?
There, that's a great question.
Favorite gun
Oh
overall?
my
or long
God!
gun?
I just can't tell you. I got
Oh.
so many.
All right. Well, long gun. I actually have a Benelli Nova shotgun. I actually kind of like that quite a bit.
What about a little short one?
Little short one.
Pistol.
It's not going to be a popular one, but my favorite is actually my MP40.
So much positive feedback on that thing. I know people that have the same thing in 9mm, but so much positive feedback. The ergonomics, it's such a high quality gun.
Is that your conceal?
It's right up there with that 500. No.
Yeah, it's pretty.
No, it's a full size. It's a large heavy firearm.
All right.
No.
Well,
So-
then you're gonna have fun with
It's a good first gun.
So welcome to the show. It's an absolute pleasure. You've been
Yeah.
wonderful, and of course you're going to do a gear review here coming up
Yes, I
in
am.
the next segment.
Thank you.
What are you doing a gear review on?
Surprise.
All I see is bottles of water.
Thanks for watching this clip from Gun Owners Radio. You can watch us live every Sunday from 4 to 6 p.m. California time, right here on our YouTube channel, or if you're in the San Diego area, you can listen to us on 1170 a.m. We're also available on your favorite podcast platform for free. Don't forget to like and subscribe so that you can help restore and protect the Second Amendment, not just in California, but across the country.